Every family. It has blue flowers when they're in bloom. Of course, there's none on here today. There was like a bunch 2 days ago. You can find this in your yard. Most people have it in here. If you have any spot in your yard that gets too much water, they seem to always pop up, and it just seems to like it'll grow and cover as much space as you let it. And you can chop it all down to nothing. Take one little piece, stick it in water. You can see there's almost no water in here, but look at all those roots. So there's no soil in there. It's literally just clippings
You
and
got
water.
some hydro stuff, some
and a dash of some root boost.
root boost.
Just a little sprinkle in the soil or on the stem of the plant.
There was a video I watched of Erica Badu and her son, and he had it in a plastic bag, and all he did was dip it in there, and he's like, dip, and then replant it.
And this is also from a customer's house. This is related to this one over here, which has been around with me for a really long time. I don't know how it's still alive, to be honest. This thing is way older than it looks. You can see the roots, the bottom there, like it's not even in the ground, like the roots have grown below, but I could never push it down far enough. So I had to I sat there, just like stuffed soil with my fingers.
That takes a lot of patience.
Yeah.
But you can pretty much plant a plant in anything. I've seen people do baskets, old purses. This is a wine bottle. Right. You don't necessarily have to go out and purchase pots if you don't want to. You just have to find something that holds.
From a customer's house the other day. This is an old plant that did not make it, but I repurposed it. So now I got a new plant in there.
Nice.
This is kind of cool. Not this dead thing. So I've been trying to grow something in here for I don't know how long. And I don't even know if this is growing because I don't remember who put this in there. It just one day something popped up. This bottle has been sitting empty for like 2 years. And I put plants in there and they never work out. They always die. And for some reason, something's growing.
It's like a little terrarium.
Yes, I'm excited about what this will look like. Is it going to have flowers? Is it going to vine? I don't know. All right, one last thing. I'll bring this over here.
Like,
that's right. So if I don't know what this is, I didn't plant that. I mean, I'm sure I did at some point, but this was not
intentional.
supposed to be here. But it looks like some type of watermelon or some type of melon, just based on what I can tell on the start. This green onion, though, I did plant. I planted this like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, there was only this much left. That little part below my fingers.
Did you repurpose it from a green onion you purchased?
I'm going to show you guys right now.
Awesome.
This is our last little. We'll wrap it up here.
Little teaching moment.
Right, we'll wrap it up here. So,
give you some space.
I like green onion
to work.
So when you get done with your green onion, the parts that you don't use, I mean, some people like to cut down to the white, so it's fine. If you leave at least this much, about a ½ inch or more, put them in some water. Soil or non-soil, doesn't make a difference. By the end of the week, it will have grown at least an inch or two. So if you want to get your kids interested in growing things, to me this is the fastest way to get a kid excited about growing because they get to see something right away. You put a seed in the ground and you just wait in, and by the time something's ready to happen, your kids lost interest. It's already been 2 weeks, and they're like, look, I've been watering dirt for 2 weeks. This is not fun, Mom. Dad, this sucks. But if you do a green onion, you can literally just put this in their windowsill, in their room, in a cup. A little plastic cup, clear cup. They can watch the roots grow, and they can watch the plant thrive. And then, like I said, 2 weeks later, that's crazy.
And then you just chop it off and keep going.
And I usually, like I said, I had those on my porch for a couple years. I just cut them. I use the green part and leave it in the ground, and it just keeps, because it's an onion. Onions have layers, so every layer is a leaf. So you can cut the leaves off, and new layers will grow new onions, and you can have them for years. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the little chat. I talk a lot.
Thank you so much.
And, yeah.
Can you plug yourself? How can they find you on IG, on Facebook?
My Instagram is Ian Charles 2. Still working on some of the other names and titles. So once some things get official, then I'll start an official page that's geared solely towards plant. But Ian Charles 2, my stories are always full of like just the wild stuff I get into in the yards and
bugs and
whatever. Just anything outside, you can probably see it on my videos. You can hit me on Facebook, Ian Charles or Ian Moreland. I don't even know what my Facebook is. It might be Ian Charles Moreland. That's pretty much for social media. I don't really have any other platforms I use. I don't really mess with Twitter. I got one, but I don't know it.
Well, if you want to hit him up, if you're trying to get some consulting work done for your yard, any type of gardening, like I said before, he's a master gardener. I'm not going to throw it out there, but one of a few Black master gardeners. So for me, I defer always to my master gardeners of choice, which would be Ian, Brother Kadumu, and Brother Sawazi. Those are my favorite master gardeners. Probably know a couple more, but these three brothers right here are probably the top 3 master gardeners in San Diego. I think I'll always refer my questions to them if I don't know that. So if you have questions, hit up Ian on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever you want. Any suggestions, or if you're trying to get some trimmings, I'm sure he's got plenty from his different jobs that he does. Also, if you want to pay the boy, that's always available.
Yeah, I do landscaping and gardening, so that's my day job. I cut grass every day, so I'm always in the yard. I'm always with plants, which is why sometimes my plants get neglected because I'm taking care of somebody else's. But
that's what happens when you're a plant daddy that goes out and feeds other people's children and takes care of other people's children.
That's funny.
So again, that was the brother Ian Moreland, master gardener, plant daddy extraordinaire, and I'm Sarteka Nefer. This was What You Growin. Thank you for joining us. Peace.